Thank you, Yvette, for that very kind introduction. I'm so pleased to be here today. 11 years ago, I was in my first year as a junior doctor at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. And if you told me then that today I'd be here at Oxford University about to give a keynote speech on purposeful business, I genuinely would have asked you what you'd been drinking. Yvette, Saïd, and his wonderful team have invited me to open what I'm sure will be an incredible and rewarding day. I'm honoured, humbled, delighted, and a little bit nervous to be here. Organisations such as Business Fights Poverty are thriving and gathering momentum. This is testament to the belief that businesses carry a huge responsibility to tackle the world's most intractable problems. And that is thanks to all of you. You're here today dedicating your time to learning. You're exploring new ways to scale the positive and social impacts of your businesses, organisations, and government departments. You're here to meet each other and share knowledge and experience. And you're here to collaborate and innovate. Saïd has asked me to talk to you about my first book, We Economy. We hope this will fuel discussion and debate in the panel sessions later, and encourage you to share your own experiences and insights. The We Economy is an approach to business that balances both purpose and profit. Simply by being here, you're at the vanguard of this emerging economic system. In the future, my co-authors and I believe that to be successful, businesses must ask themselves, what is the most we can do rather than the least we can get away with? And this must be for all areas of business: employees, customers, community, supply chains, and the planet. I truly believe it's possible for businesses to bake purpose into their very bread and butter of how they run, day in and day out. It's not rocket science. It doesn't and shouldn't involve lots of indecipherable jargon. It doesn't need to cost a fortune, and it will, in fact, impact your bottom line positively. If you embed purpose into the very DNA of your business, the rewards can be invaluable. In the past, business was all about making a profit. In the not-too-distant past, a sole person doing CSR was added. Their job? To do the best they could with limited resources. To be successful today and in the future, purpose and profit will need to drive every single decision. It's not only customers, but employees who are demanding this. Businesses should work in the interest of the greater good, and that's the incentive for business. Those that put purpose at the heart of everything they do will attract the best talent, retain that talent longer, draw in loyal customers, and it's the ultimate win-win. It's our desire to spread this message as far and wide as we can. We want to take business leaders and show them that it's possible to be purposeful and profitable. We want to turn them into believers. I've known my co-authors, Mark and Craig, for 8 years. We come from 3 distinct sectors: myself from business, Craig from charity, and Mark from social enterprise. We realised we were learning a lot from each other, and we realised there were no books focusing on all 3 of these perspectives. We used case studies and examples from our own experiences that prove that in the We Economy, you can find meaning, make a living, and change the world. We came together to share our experiences, hoping to foster more collaborations and blurring of lines between our sectors. Business has the most incredible ability to scale and innovate. So just imagine what can be achieved when this is combined with purpose. Purpose is something that's traditionally been the remit of charities. But charities too can gain so much by adopting the rigor of business and by developing clever cross-sector partnerships with the business world. While writing, we began to refer to social enterprise as the love child of business and charity. And I'm sticking with that. This love child might not have as much to learn as the others, but it's very much in its infancy. So governments around the world should be encouraging and incentivizing this important sector to grow. In our book, we use our own experiences to prove that breaking down this self-imposed wall between business and charity has huge benefits in the world we live in. And the world we live in can be frightening at times. But we're firm believers that the building walls mentality is a blip, fostered by fear and misunderstanding. We believe humankind is on a march towards a more open and interconnected world. Many people, including all of you in this auditorium today, are focused on moving the world forward and on fostering progress. It's now possible to build companies and social enterprises that tackle the planet's most dire problems. Our goal is to convince business leaders of this. How? By convincing them that when their businesses become truly purpose-led, their bottom lines will rise, not fall. Money talks, after all. And in the we economy, this is essential. Businesses must be profitable to succeed. My dad, Richard Branson, has always believed that screwing business as usual will have to become the norm. Social issues of great magnitude cannot be solved by governments alone. They will only be solved when governments, not-for-profits, and the private sector work together. Old-school charities don't have resources to grow their impact on their own, and governments only have so much tax revenues. Business is the only sector with enough resources for scalability and therefore should take the lead. I truly believe that business is the biggest force for social change. Traditionally, the purpose of business has been to maximize shareholder value at any cost. This mandate often justified crimes against people and the planet. Today, thankfully, companies across the world are waking up to their wider responsibilities. During my first few years at Virgin, I was encouraged, challenged, and tasked, alongside a passionate team, with ensuring that business as a force for good would be the most important part of Virgin's DNA going forward. As a result, both this morning and in writing my chapters in We Economy, I've drawn heavily on my own experiences at Virgin. So what defines a We Economy company? Purpose. At Virgin, we banned the letters CSR. We want to send a clear message to all our people that we're taking a very different approach. We embarked on a strategy that would have us look at every aspect of our business, ensuring we make a positive impact by putting purpose at the heart of everything we do. We came up with what we call our purpose barometer. A simple way to judge your own barometer is to start by asking a series of questions. Are you doing the best you can for your people? Are you making it easy for your customers to make good consumer choices? Where does your business fit into your local and global community? Does it help or harm it? Have you analysed your supply chains? And are you doing your bit for the environment? If your purpose barometer swings towards the negative, then you know you need to take steps within your company to reverse that trend. A responsible and successful business in the future will prioritize equally its people, its customers, its community, its supply chain, and the planet as a whole. But how do you even start on the journey to becoming a purpose-led business? In truth, embedding purpose into the DNA of your business is, for now, an emerging paradigm. It was only about 50 years ago that more than a handful of companies first started to talk about the importance of branding. Well, today, if you don't have a brand, you don't have a business. It was only 30 years ago that people metrics were factored into the company performance, and more recently still, that the well-being of people was even considered. I predict that within a decade, purpose will sit alongside brand and people as the three most important principles guiding the launch of a new company. So number one on your agenda should be define your purpose. Your purpose encapsulates why you exist. It drives every decision your business makes. Your people live and breathe it, and over time, it will be the reason your customers keep coming back. As an example, Virgin Money distilled their purpose statement down to 3 simple words: everyone better off. Everyone consists of the 5 C's. 1, community. 2, colleagues. 3, corporate partners. 4, customers. And 5, company. The businesses won't make a single decision unless all 5 C's stand to benefit. To ensure your purpose has longevity and full buy-in, get insight from everyone involved in your business. This includes your senior team, your people, your supply chain, and your customers. Remember, your purpose is why you exist, not what you do as a business. People. And for me, this is the most important one. A we economy company sees people as its greatest asset, no question. I spend the majority of my time at Virgin working with our people teams to stay ahead of the curve. Some of our world-class policies include fully flexible working, 100% full pay for a full year for both maternity and paternity leave, and one that everyone loves, unlimited leave. Yes, that's right, unlimited leave. Each policy, big or small, is there to ensure that when our people are asked, do you feel you can be 100% yourself at work? The answer is always yes. In the future, the most successful and profitable companies will echo the sentiment of Josh Bayliss, the Virgin Group CEO. Why should your relationship with your workplace be any different from any other relationship in your life? The best and most rewarding companies are always founded on mutual trust and respect. If you want people to be themselves, to be 100% human, and put all of themselves into what they do, you've got to respect them, you've got to include them in the conversation, you've got to be transparent about the challenges you're facing, and you've got to celebrate the highs with them. The phrase, talk is cheap, can be a positive one. Your bottom line is never going to suffer because you took time out to talk to and interact with the people who work with you. Supply chains. You've embedded your purpose. Your company is inclusive and diverse. Your people are valued and trusted. But if you haven't demanded the same from every member of your supply chain, you are not a we economy company. In this increasingly interconnected world, remember every company in your supply chain reflects directly back on you. A we economy company checks its purpose barometer for all the companies it deals with. Partnerships. Successful cross-sector partnerships between business and charity are one of the bedrocks of the we economy. I believe well-executed partnerships that are mutually beneficial are the most effective way for charities to increase its scale dramatically. By adopting a 360 approach when working with charities, businesses will have the ability to involve their people, their customers, and their supply chains from the outset. The goodwill and loyalty this approach will foster can't be underestimated. It may take a shift in approach for many charities to strategize and communicate like a business, but I believe it will open many more doors than pulling on the heartstrings ever did. I met my co-authors, Mark and Craig, through one of these partnerships. 8 years ago, as founders of We Charity, they approached Virgin Atlantic with a fully worked-up business plan. We Charity approached a business they wanted to work with in a language the business would understand, and with the statistics that backed up their claims. Virgin Atlantic has never had a charity pitch quite like it. Now, 8 years on, I'm delighted to say the partnership is still going strong. Profit. After all, it has to still be about the bottom line. Many of us run businesses, and businesses need to make money to survive. Social purpose is the biggest thing to happen to business since the assembly line. In the we economy, to maximize the impact of social purpose on the bottom line, corporate goals won't be quarter to quarter, but decade to decade. This gives companies the ability to plan and scale their social impact and grow their businesses over the long term, without the shackles of constant reporting. You can start a company with purpose, but ultimately, you need to plan to make a profit. Planet. That word seems huge sometimes, doesn't it? The question of how to best protect our planet can be daunting, but it doesn't need to be. Everything counts. Banning plastic cups from your business and encouraging other businesses to do the same. Introducing recycling throughout your organisation and asking your supply chains to prove that they are doing the same. For carbon-intensive industries, the task and the challenges are far greater. Rightly so. Our airlines and transport businesses have worked for decades and will continue to work for decades to come to ensure they're world leaders in the area of sustainability. They'll continue to drive research and development into alternative fuels. They'll work with governments and organisations to further reduce carbon emissions, and they'll encourage the industry as a whole to do the same. No matter the size of the business, there is always a way to do your bit to protect our beautiful planet for future generations. And finally, patience, perseverance, and passion. Discovering, developing, and embedding your purpose is a journey, and not always an easy one. At times, you're going to need a lot of patience and perseverance. But if you have the passion and you truly embed purpose into the DNA of your business, the rewards can be invaluable. Using purpose to drive all your decisions will make sure you'll be recommended by customers over competitors because you're purpose-driven. You'll be employers of choice because you offer people a greater sense of purpose at work, and you positively impact lives in the community and across your value chain. Ultimately, though, the fate of this movement falls to you. Companies will only change from within because you push them to embed purpose into their DNA. Everyone has a part to play in changing business, charity, and social enterprise for the greater good. The we economy is about finding something bigger than yourself and then making it work for you, your communities, your organizations, and this incredible planet. To truly change the world, the we economy needs you. It needs all of you. Thank you.